Right, hello ladies and gents. I thought we would break down this trailer. This is the Matrix Resurrections trailer. We're going to go frame by frame, be quite long, quite, arduous and things like that. Some people will enjoy it, some people won't. So just click off if this is probably not your cup of tea. But I thought we would talk about this because a lot of people seem to be really confused. They saw this shot and loads of comments were coming through on my video. I did a trailer reaction to it yesterday. Loads of people were like, oh my god, it's a machine's arm. It's not. This is a guy's arm and he's got a forearm augment. Looks like he's got like some form of an exoskeleton on. So I thought we would just break it down frame by frame, just talking about bits and pieces. Some symbolism involved in this trailer as well, because there definitely is some symbolism. There's a heavy focus on the red and blue, and in that there was obviously the pills and things like that. So I thought we would just break it down, really, just talk about it all. So like I said, this is quite literally this chap's arm about to pull the plug on Neo. It's not a machine, it's a guy. This is actually a chap that's shown in another scene in this trailer, sitting beside Jessica Henwick's character. So just thought we'd get that done and out of the way straight off from the get-go. There's a lot in this trailer, which is, the primary focus is all about deja vus, things we've seen before. They're really embracing that sort of meta element, which can be really positive, could be utterly atrocious. We open this trailer with, a scene directly from, a previous Matrix with Trinity sat, waiting for the call, waiting to go. Good, great scene, nice to see it again. Good, really, really good. And then we cut to, the initial deja vu. Now, a lot of people think that this movie will be a bit of a bait and switch and have Trinity become the one. I can say that that's not strictly true, so please don't be concerned by that at the very least. And there is an argument to be had for exploring the possibility that this actually isn't the Trinity that we know. This could be someone else, something. But obviously they're playing it up in this trailer as a bit of a deja vu, with Carrie-Anne Moss's character turning back here in Zion. So they are playing that up, but could it be another character? Yes, 100% it could. There's a lot of this running through this film. Now, this is an interesting one. This is Agent Smith. I mean, this is Agent Smith. There is literally the same dialogue, the inflection is there in the sort of way that the speech is delivered, the dialogue is delivered. And I will say this as well, like, it's not a bad Hugo Weaving impression. I mean, that is literally what he's doing. It's not a bad Hugo Weaving impression, but this is, I mean, in fairness, even to how he sort of purses his lips and sort of breathes into his mouth there to deliver the line, which you can see that is not bad. I know some people will cringe at the fact that he's doing a Hugo Weaving impression, but the prospect of Hugo Weaving's Agent Smith character being reprogrammed into something else, I think that's quite positive. I think that's quite cool. And it also seems to be, that this guy almost manages Neo. I mean, the tables have absolutely turned at that point, which I think is very interesting. I think that's a really interesting concept to have running through the film. The sort of tables flipping and turning there, and there was another shot which it looked like this guy, because I think this movie has the Matrix films as like games or something like that. So we have red pills, blue pills. Now, obviously, we know what does that mean. Take the red pill, you get red pilled. Blue pill, you just go back and go to sleep. Now, this symbolism of the red and the blue pill is really important because a lot of people referenced it later down the line in the trailer, which we'll get to in a moment. So please do, stick around for that and keep that in your head. Red and blue pills. Now, we obviously see, Neo touching the mirror just like he did before. But it's looking like they're using mirrors as almost gateways now in this film. They sort of open doorways from the looks of things. We've seen him literally stepping through a mirror. But interestingly, we see this him almost being pushed and propelled through. Now, that's not to say that this is literally shot for shot what we're going to see here. This is probably going to be clever editing. Could be. It could be that they have to forcibly remove him from the Matrix, because this could be them pushing Neo through. You know, the Neo not believing in the Matrix at all, but still sort of being along for the ride. This could be him being forcibly ejected from the Matrix. And then again, you know, we get the old shots of Trinity, Carrie-Anne Moss. Now, this is the Agent Smith character, which I think is, I really like it. I think that's a very interesting thing there. You know, we get him being plugged back in, opening, going, oh, you know, I know this place, etc. This is nothing particularly interesting. It's good that they kept the same approach. You know, Neo in the real world, bald head, or balding anyway, and then in the Matrix he has long hair, which I think, you know, if they were housed at the same, you know, if they were smart and they ran similar rights processes, you know, you could introduce the sort of John Wick element, but hopefully, you know, you could do it in a smart way. I'm not saying please do that, FYI, but there is definitely an argument to be had for, if you want to go really meta, which seems to be what they're trying to do, there's an argument to be had for that. So, yeah. Thankfully, I don't think Keanu Reeves had any major creative say in this film, which is good. I always think that's a good thing. I don't think actors should have any creative say. Now, here we go. So, this is where they say, oh, it's a deja vu, but it's all wrong. Maybe this isn't the story that we think it is, or something along those lines. It definitely looks like the machines are back to their old tricks, and they've ramped up production of these human batteries. There's new machines now, like this sort of bug thing. We never saw that before. That is a brand new machine. That's something I don't recall seeing that ever in the last ones. The big machines with a cylindrical item on their back, almost like a backpack, running up and down the batteries. We've seen them before, but these weird beetle bugs, no. This dude next to Jessica Henwick is the chap with the metal arm. So that's the guy who everyone seems to be confusing with the machine. But interestingly, note the blue character, you know, the lens on his eye, the blue hair. I don't know what they're going for with the colouring, but it almost looks like conflicting imagery, as if, like, you know, you take the red pill to wake up, and you take the blue pill to go to sleep, and then there's these other characters with these sort of defining traits and sort of colour combos, and you're like, okay, right, well, why is that then? Is it like a sort of a role reversal, a flip? Here, I believe is probably some unfinished work, and this will be Neo's eyes still burnt out and actually being put back together, I think. He looks like he's being fixed up rather than torn apart, doesn't he? And actually being plugged back in. Now, this is obviously him either waking up, you know, coming to terms with everything. We've heard that he attempts to throw himself off this building a few times, I believe, something like that, and gets stopped because he tries to fly, and that's what makes him go off to the psychiatrist that we see in this film. Now, again, red and blue colours. Morpheus here is in red, but this Morpheus character is said to be some type of remnant programming, just left sort of in the Matrix for some strange reason. But wearing red, yeah, again, symbolic, but then you got Jessica Henwick's character in the blue hair. I wish that they would stick with the colouring, because there absolutely looks to be some form of a sort of a symbolism. There are conflicting symbolism. You know, you got Morpheus there, and then Jessica Henwick's character. I think what would be exceptionally smart, but I don't think that they would have done it, would actually have Neo having to choose between, you know, Morpheus and Jessica Henwick's character. Maybe there being some form of, you know, an infight between the two, and then, you know, you're really using the colouring there as symbolic, but I don't think that that's what they're going to do, which I think is actually a shame, to be perfectly honest. Now, I'll fast forward through this because this is not that special. This is just standard stock shoots. Old Neo out in the real world, and then we've got you know, Jada Pinkett Smith's character, old. Almost looks significantly older than Neo, in fairness. I'm not sure what's going on there, but you know, whatever. Again, pretty stock stuff here, just normal fighting, shooting, etc, etc. Absolutely fine, not really anything to get involved in. But then this was the interesting thing, right? So you've got the machines. Again, we're talking about that sort of symbolism of red. Now, we don't know whether these machines are being piloted by humans, right? We don't know. All we can see here is currently machinery fighting, right? You can see the machines on the ground, red, shooting red. Now, in fairness, they've always been red, right? And so have the humans. They've had blue sort of elements projecting them out. But if you're looking at, you know, the red and the blue pills and the projectile sort of elements there, could this represent a machine war in fight? Could it? Could they have been smart and done that and had, you know, maybe the, you know, the sort of red faction, again, because symbolic colours, the red faction go down from the blue faction that wanted to take more control over the humans? Maybe. Maybe. Now, I'm not saying that is the case. I don't know. I think that if they were smart, that's what they would do. But I don't think that that is actually what's happened. But I just thought that would be an interesting element to talk about. Again, this sort of Agent Smith reprogrammed character. I really like this concept. I mean, why would, you know, if Neo's not going to be dead, why would Agent Smith die? You know, he became so much more than what he was. So I think that that's quite smart, to be fair, a very smart approach. And I like this. You know, this perfectly mirrors the sort of deja vu moment of Morpheus being pushed up into the wall and then beaten to an inch of his life. Again, there's even the, you know, it was a bathroom back then as well, wasn't it? But he was on tiling, and this is, you know, urinals there in the background. Now, this is confusing, because this to me looks like this would be Neo looking at you know, Trinity, but it could be that this is Trinity and then she's coming out from her pod there and sort of looking at more pods. Now again, a lot of people are thinking that they're going to do a bait and switch and they will have Trinity as the one. Now I believe that they have to pair up to unlock the power of the one. They're both basically the one, but without each other they don't work. Which I guess, if you're looking at the other films, they sort of established that, you know, because it was Trinity that had to believe in him for him to believe in himself. You know, he died, he comes back, you know, in the first one, dies, comes back to life. And I think that there'll be something similar to that in this. So maybe, I think that could be an interesting approach to it all. Having Trinity be, you know, another one, as it were. But only with both of them paired up. Now this is an interesting one. In the split, you can sort of see Jessica Henwick, but also Carrie-Anne Moss. Which, what does that tell you? You know, is this a program? You know, what is this? What on earth is going on here? Is it remnants? It doesn't. To me, that doesn't make it literally makes no sense. Could it be Jessica Henwick's character talking through her from the real world? Maybe. Now this is interesting. There's a lot of people running towards them here. So this looks like a big sort of machine push, program push to try and get them. Quite a large one, in fact. Because they're literally everyone's there. Again, is this going to be one of those things? But they don't look to be, you know, they're stock people. They're not agents by the looks of it. So it's interesting. It looks now like maybe the machines have sort of ramped up their programming and have more programs in the Matrix to sort of keep tabs on everyone. And then there's, again, same Agent Smith reprogrammed fight. And then the symbolism of Morpheus in the red. And actually, if you're, if you really take a look, the Agent Smith reprogrammed character has a blue suit on, which makes a lot of sense because you can have, the fact that he's blue pilled. Take the blue pills, blue, keeping them in the Matrix, or sort of representative of the Matrix, which I think is quite smart. I'm looking forward to this film. I think this is good. I think the trailer did a good job. Again, this is the dude's arm, definitely not a robot. Calm down, everyone. And in terms of, them needing to have, Trinity maybe her being the one, I believe that it's more a case of they have to work together, which I think actually kind of completes that love story which was established before. It's basically what they had to do anyway, so I don't hate it. Again, like I said, so there you go. There's Agent Smith reprogrammed blue suit, which I think is cool. Like, I think that's, again, it goes towards that whole red and blue symbolism. So there you go. Thought we'd just talk about that. What do you guys think? I know a lot of people have liked and both disliked this trailer, but I'd love to hear your thoughts, so let me know down below. If you're new here, do hit subscribe, give the video a like and a share. Thank you so much. Take care.